Succession planning is important at any business, company or franchise. Great leaders build great businesses, and it is important for them to pass over the mantle to individuals that are just as capable and those that can carry on their legacy with efficiency. This is all the more true when it comes to banking, as banking is revered as the industry which requires the highest level of trust among both investors, promoters, and government entities as well as regulators. The bank in question today is that of HDFC, and it is the leading banking franchise in the country, which will soon see Aditya Puri, who has headed that bank for over a decade, retire and step down as chairman and managing director. Needless to tell you what HDFC has done. It's one of the best multi-bagger banks in the nation. It's the leading banking franchise as far as deposits, business banking, retail banking, any sphere of banking really. They've also had offshoots in the AMC business. They've also had offshoots in the insurance business. They've also had offshoots in the NBFC business. All this responsibility will now be entrusted to a new person as Mr. Aditya Puri steps down. And there's been a lot of speculation and concern among HDFC investors as to whether the new management will be able to fill the shoes of Mr. Puri efficiently and create similar shareholder value that has been created over the last 10 years. These concerns are of course more than justifiable. We saw a similar thing happen with IndusInd Bank when Mr. Ramesh Stopti's term was coming to an end, and there was a lot of speculation with IndusInd regarding whether Sumant Katpalia would be able to guide the bank and lead the bank in the same form and fashion as Mr. Sopti had. That now all seems to be news of the past, and IndusInd Bank seems to be progressing fairly well. So likewise, over here again, we don't know exactly who, and we're not going to take liberty to mention names, but based on commentary from the AGM, Mr. Aditya Puri said that the person or likely candidate that he had proposed was always a candidate preferred pick in his own mind. This candidate has been groomed internally within the framework and walls of the HDFC Bank franchise for over 25 years. So that should alleviate a lot of investor concerns that this is someone who has essentially been bred within HDFC Bank. That being said, final approval for any such undertaking can only be given by the RBI, and only until the RBI deems this candidate as proper and fit for the role of leading HDFC Bank will he be permitted to do so. Needless to remind you, HDFC Bank just reported the most stellar Q1 numbers in possibly the toughest quarter for the Indian banking industry in recent times. They managed to grow credit when there wasn't supposed to be credit growth. They managed to maintain profitability before tax at a PBT level, so not aided by a lower corporate tax rate. They also maintained their operating performance, and their book under moratorium is a meager 9%. So whoever it is that's going to take up this mantle has a long road ahead of him, and it'll be really interesting to see who the person is that ultimately stacks up to fulfill the legacy that Mr. Aditya Puri has left behind.